this complex. I've made a kind of like a battleship once, but I didn't quite finish it. It was just
Mhm.
too much for me. So I thought maybe coming back in, I'll challenge myself, and if I finish it, that means I got what it takes
Yeah.
for myself.
Well, I love the proportions. I think you nailed that. I instantly recognized it even without seeing the logo. And as a non-artist, the mud detail that you added looks just fantastic on the treads and however you did that. If you could make me feel cool and like tell me a little about that, because that's I don't know if that's
Yeah.
easy or not, but that looks dope. I
Yeah,
think you did a
let's
great
explain
job.
to the designer how art works.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, I use Quixel for pretty much everything on this project. I use Quixel Bridge for all of these little foreground elements,
Hmm.
the little branches and rocks and whatnot. That's kind of pre-built mega
Okay.
scans.
Okay.
And I did the ground plane or the ground textures on something called Quixel Mixer, which I'll kind of get into right now, actually.
Sweet. Is that a photo of you
Boom.
on the desktop?
No,
Is it a self-portrait
Yeah.
for inspiration?
it's just an inspiration.
Do
Okay,
you
here we
mind
go.
kind of going over the? You were talking about finding the time, but also, committing to making it finished. Like, what is your typical day to finally jump on this project after a full work day, or is it before a work day?
This is a before.
Okay.
So for me, I think the reason why, like, I think we all have this problem. We kind of start projects and we never actually get to finish it.
Mm.
And kind of backtracking on that, I think all these projects fail because you don't have a plan of action. You don't have a schedule to kind of do it.
Hmm.
And for me, I kind of started kind of reaching back to my training in the military and realizing that the most active times of my day is in the mornings, right when I wake up.
Hmm.
So I actually wake up 5:30 these days to kind of just get ready for the day and work on whatever project I have from 6 to 8, and then I drive to work.
Mm.
Damn.
That way, when I get home from work,
You
I
don't have to
won't
think
feel
about
too
it.
bad if I feel lazy and I want to play Red Dead Redemption or Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Because at least I started, with my own
Yeah.
passions in the morning and then work and then whatever leisure. It's
Mm.
kind of a
Yeah.
balance.
You're putting your purest energy into your passion project.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
try that
that
actually.
makes it like, dude.
Get up
Like
at
I was,
six,
yeah.
work to eight. I could do that.
For me too. It's exactly the same way because after 5 or 6,
Yeah, you get
my
kind of
brain,
lazy. You shut
you
off.
get really lazy as you should because it's been an exhausting day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
You
your
use your
brain
brain,
should be
yeah.
preparing to sleep. It's preparing, naturally preparing to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and so it doesn't help you to finally like reignite whatever you have left in the tank
Yeah.
and just burn.
Yeah.
Uh, your motivation isn't there as much. You're seeing all your Facebook feed. Everyone's having fun, like partying on a Friday night. And you're like, this doesn't feel right because
Yeah.
it isn't right. So for me, I have a similar schedule like you, Linda. Like all my best work, at least creatively, is at the first thing in the morning. That's when I'm like really
Yeah.
motivated to do a lot of stuff. And that's great, man, that you found it so early
Yeah.
in your career to do something like that. It took me a while, man, to realize that myself because I thought because of bad habits in my school years where like
Oh
burning
yeah.
the midnight owl was the way to go. It's like everyone stays until 3 a.m. in the morning. It was like,
That's
no.
kind of self-destruction though, if you really think about it. You're
Yup.
pushing past like your sleepiness and
Mm-hmm.
because it feels good. I think like people want to work hard and feel like
Yeah.
whatever they put themselves into, it's gonna give them a reward. But like I said, there's a little bit of a balance, and you kind of have to do it strategically, I would say. Now, I've been
Life is
following
the
this guy
reward.
named Jake.
Not dying at 50 is the
Oh,
reward.
yeah. Yeah. Jake, are you guys familiar with Inktober?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
So he made up the
the 2D
Inktober thing.
artists. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
So he
some
made up
clout
the
right there.
Inktober thing, and I kind of watch his streams a lot and like his tutorials, and he actually talked about how the first 2 hours of your waking up is the most like awake you are in a day, the most creative, which makes sense because I think like some concept artists, I forgot their names, but they all mention it, and I'm trying to follow it now. It's kind of
Mm.
tiring for the first week, but yeah, just push through it and it feels pretty good.
Quick question, Lindell. Are you reading any of the Twitch chats or no?
I'm not. I
Oh, okay.
I
You
followed
got
the guide. I didn't want to lag my stuff.
no, no. You're good. You're good. All right.
Got
You
some
got
fans, man.
some very good fan support in there.
I'll read it after.
Yeah, you should. You
Okay.
should. It'll be good.
Shall I explain this part right here?
Please, this is the part
So,
I asked for.
okay, cool. So Mixer is something that's been out for a bit. I kind of just turned my attention to it. I know everybody's in on that Substance hype, but I would like to kind of demonstrate how awesome this is.
Mhm.
It's more, artist friendly and kind of cool.
Mhm.
You could pretty much
So,
make any material you want. And this is how I kind of made the ground plane.
Mhm.
what I'm seeing is to make mud, you slide to the right,
Yeah.
and then it
Oh,
just.
no, 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 no.
I'm totally joking. I'm just totally joking. This is
Here. So
wow. This
these
is
are mega scans,
okay.
right? This is what Quixel does, I guess. They're with their mega scan stuff. And what you're kind of doing is like you're kind of clipping these materials into each other
Mhm.
so that more or less of it will show on each layer.
Oh wow.
And it's kind of amazing. I don't know.
Yeah,
And then you
super
add a
intuitive.
noise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then you add this moisture here, and I'll show you what happens when you add the water. Now you got water. It's insane. Let's
No,
see.
it's important, man. Like a lot of, I don't understand. Well, I guess I kind of understand when the kind of old guards are resistant to change, where it's like making it
Oh
easier for
yeah,
them, and those guys get like they
Jesus
phase out
Christ.
real quickly because of that
Yeah.
reason. Yeah. But like the
oh
tools
yeah,
enable us to be what game development should be about,
Mhm.
creativity, right? So it's less about the tools
exactly.
and
You kind of just want to try to make art in
Wow.
general instead of just making something.
yeah, sitting there and going through Substance Designer and
Yeah.
building things up
Try to
black
figure
and
out the
white.
node.
Yeah,
Well, because
man,
you're
it's
Yeah,
making a
unnecessary.
component of the art right now, right? Like if you spend all your time making the component, you don't get to the composition stage. But if you
Exactly.
have more time in the composition stage, your final product may be a lot
Yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah. That's exactly right. That's a good
yeah.
observation from a designer.
+1 from a designer. This is cool.
These guys are great, man. Look at this. But yeah,
That's right.
I have a very basic kind of understanding of this. I turned it on and I kind of just looked at one of their examples and
Mhm.
did the same thing. It was really just one weekend of learning, and I really
One
just wanted
weekend?
to make a ground plane. Yeah, of Mixer.
Jesus. Wow, way to go,
Yeah, it
Quixel.
wasn't. Yeah, Quixel is very intuitive. Like all of this stuff is on the right side here. It makes it just kind of self-explanatory. But I do have this scene up. I'm not sure if I finished this part. So yeah, that's how I did the ground plane.